He bid $750 on a dusty locker and found $90,000 worth of Elvis memorabilia. But what if the treasure was planted? What if the entire show was a lie? In 2012, Storage Wars star Dave Hester dropped a bombshell. The show was rigged. Producers were salting lockers, scripting scenes, and even paying for plastic surgery to boost ratings. This wasn't just reality TV, it was reality fraud. When Storage Wars premiered in 2010, it promised viewers a glimpse into the high-stakes world of storage auctions. Abandoned lockers filled with mystery, professional buyers competing in a cutthroat game of chance and instinct. The format was simple but addictive. You get 5 minutes to inspect a locker from the outside, then bid against rivals hoping to uncover hidden treasure. No touching, no guarantees. Dave Hester, the show's breakout star, quickly earned a reputation as both a villain and a visionary. With his trademark, "Yoop!" and aggressive style, he became the lightning rod of every episode. Brandy Passante and Jared Schultz played the relatable underdogs, a couple trying to build a business and keep their family afloat. Daryl Sheets brought old-school swagger, and Barry Weiss, the eccentric collector, brought a quirky, unpredictable energy. The show was a hit. Viewers believed they were watching real people gamble real money on real storage units. It felt authentic, unfiltered, almost noble in its weird, dusty Americana way. But Dave Hester saw something different. He started to question the Too Perfect finds. Why were lockers turning up vintage comic books, rare coins, pristine memorabilia, all in perfect condition? Why did certain cast members always seem to get the most profitable units? And most importantly, was the whole thing staged? In December 2012, Dave Hester filed a lawsuit against A&E and the show's producers, and the allegations were explosive. According to Hester, producers were salting lockers, intentionally placing valuable items inside to manufacture drama and boost ratings. He claimed that they not only planted items, but also instructed cast members on what to say and how to react. One example cited in the lawsuit involved a locker filled with newspapers reporting Elvis Presley's death. The newspapers were pristine, allegedly worth $90,000. Hester insisted it was a setup, a scripted moment designed to make the show more exciting. But that wasn't all. The lawsuit also alleged that A&E had paid for plastic surgery for a female cast member to increase her on-screen appeal, that the network covered the cost of storage lockers for favored buyers, that the cast was told when to bid, how much to bid, and when to back off. Reality TV, it turned out, wasn't very real. A&E pushed back, denying any wrongdoing. They filed motions to dismiss, claiming Hester was simply bitter over being dropped from the show. But parts of the case moved forward. In 2014, both sides reached a settlement, terms undisclosed. Dave Hester eventually returned to the show, but the damage was done. Storage Wars' image as an unscripted look at American hustle had been permanently tarnished. And Hester? He went from fan favorite to whistleblower. It wasn't just a legal dispute, it became a cultural debate about what reality TV owed its audience. Was a little staging acceptable in the name of entertainment, or did it cross a line? Many in the industry were watching closely. If Storage Wars could be exposed, what about other docu-style shows? The ripple effects were already being felt. Other reality stars began speaking out, some anonymously, confirming that producers often manipulated scenes to increase tension and ratings. Hester's case cracked something open, and what spilled out was bigger than one show. He had triggered a domino effect. Producers suddenly found themselves having to sign stricter contracts with cast members. Some networks began including disclaimers about dramatization. Others tightened internal policies to avoid similar legal fallout. For Hester, it was vindication, but it was also exile. His career, while still tied to the Storage Wars brand, never fully recovered its momentum. Opportunities within the TV world dried up. Casting directors saw him as a liability, not a star. Rebuild, reinvention. Despite the lawsuit, Storage Wars kept going. The show pivoted. Cast members came and went. Barry Weiss left to pursue his own spinoff. Jared and Brandy eventually split, both personally and professionally. The newer seasons leaned heavier on comedy, cast dynamics, and less on the suspense of the auctions. The show adapted, but the aura of authenticity was gone. Dave Hester made his return after the legal dust settled, but his role was never quite the same. He was less central, more subdued. Some fans saw him as a hero, others called him a sellout. In interviews, Hester doubled down, "I just wanted the show to be honest." He claimed he sued not for fame or money, but for fairness, for the integrity of the business. Meanwhile, storage wars became a symbol of a deeper trend in television, the blurring of fact and fiction in reality entertainment. Viewers began questioning not just storage wars, but all of reality TV. Was Pawn Stars real? American Pickers? Even the Kardashians? Behind every locker was now a cloud of suspicion. The fallout also hit the broader auction business. Some viewers believed real storage auctions would yield six-figure treasures, leading to a surge in novice buyers, many of whom lost money. Auctioneers across the U.S. reported increased turnout at auctions and more frustration when the reality didn't match TV fantasy. Storage units filled with old furniture and forgotten clothes didn't make anyone rich overnight. The show's influence was undeniable, but its credibility? That was up for debate. And yet the format proved durable. Spin-offs emerged. International versions aired. The genre moved on, but it carried a scar. In the years following the scandal, more reality shows tried to distance themselves from obvious fakery. Competition shows leaned on live broadcasts. Social media added a new layer of transparency, or illusion. Viewers began fact-checking episodes in real time. For producers, the challenge became not just making content, but maintaining trust. And for reality stars, staying authentic was a full-time performance. So what does the storage wars scandal tell us? First, that TV producers will do almost anything for ratings. From planted treasures to scripted conflicts, authenticity takes a backseat to drama. Second, that audiences crave authenticity, but also paradoxically love the illusion. Even after the lawsuit, many viewers kept watching. They enjoyed the format. They liked the characters. Maybe they didn't care if it was fake. Third, that whistleblowers in entertainment pay a steep price. Dave Hester risked his career to speak out. He sued a network giant and exposed the playbook. Whether you see him as brave or bitter, he cracked the surface of reality TV's shiny veneer. And finally, storage wars is a parable of media literacy in the 21st century. The line between content and manipulation is thinner than ever. We're all viewers now, all consumers of curated reality. The story also reveals something timeless, that American audiences are drawn to the rags to riches fantasy. We want to believe there's gold in garbage, that any of us could strike it rich. But what if that dream is just another scripted moment? Maybe the real treasure isn't in the locker, but in knowing what's real and what's not. Knowing when you're being sold a fantasy and why it keeps working. Hester may not have burned down the genre, but he did force it to look in the mirror. And what it saw was a reflection shaped by editing, contracts, and camera angles, not just cash and courage. We've come to accept that reality TV isn't a mirror. It's a funhouse. Twisted, exaggerated, and endlessly compelling. So what do you think? Did Dave Hester save the integrity of a genre or just sabotage a hit show? Was he a truth teller or just playing a bigger game? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more exposés like this one, hit subscribe. Because in the world of reality TV, the biggest drama isn't always on screen. Sometimes it's in the fine print. And next time you're watching someone win big on TV, remember the camera's always rolling, but that doesn't mean it's telling the truth. What's real, what's scripted, and what's somewhere in between, that's the new frontier of television. And if you want more deep dives into your favorite actors and filmmakers, make sure to subscribe to FilmVert.